Good evening, everyone. It's great to be hosting a tasting for Cyberfest. My name is Mike and I work for Brew by Numbers. And for those of you who don't know who we are a modern and exploratory craft brewery based out of Bermondsey in southeast London. I'm sure there's a lot of you who are watching today who have been down to our tap room on the Bermondsey Beer Mile, which we're very famous for. So, tonight we are going to be talking, well, I'm going to be leading a tasting on our 05 India Pale Ale West Coast and giving a little bit of information about why we decided to brew this beer, a little bit of the history on the style, and maybe what you might expect to taste if you're enjoying this beer on this tasting tonight. So, the reasons why we decided to brew this beer were we wanted to do it in a tandem launch of an East Coast and a West Coast IPA. So the West Coast, this beer, was brewed to showcase the start of the American beer revolution and how the IPA has changed from its formation to the East Coast, which would be what we expect to see in a modern IPA. So this is definitely late 80s and early 90s, following into the 2000s. And the East Coast style is what you might expect to see in an IPA in bars around the world today. So something with very low bitterness, something with lots of fruit flavours, big mouthfeel, and then it's basically hazy. Unfortunately, we couldn't brew that beer, the East Coast, because of the current situation. But the two beers together will be something that we're going to look to brew in the future. And I hope that you check it out when it comes out. It's a really interesting side-by-side tasting, having those beers together. So, on its own, the West Coast style, a little bit of history about it. This beer was invented or brewed for the first time, following on from a lot of home brewers and pioneering breweries in the late 80s and early 90s. Has a riff on the India Pale Ale made famous in England, but showcasing really full-flavoured and full-profiled American hops. So bags of bitterness, high alpha acids, and loads and loads and loads of complex citrus fruits, including grapefruit and orange peel, orange rind, but always with an assertive bitterness. So this style was made famous by breweries such as Ballast Point and Green Flash and Stone. All breweries who continue to still make this style and definitely were instrumental in the propagation of the American Pale Ale and American IPA that we see today, especially West Coast style. Style definition for this should be something that is clear, something that is sort of a darker orange, and definitely no haze, but with really, really, really big notes on the nose of marmalade and citrus fruits, especially grapefruit. Is a huge amount of bitter fruit that you should smell and taste. It should carry through to the profile. So if we pour it out, and we see that it's definitely clear and clean. At the nose and the taste is also definitely loads of marmalade, loads of really bitter citrus fruits, bags of orange peel, and pine. Traditionally, this style is celebrated for loads of fresh pine and American wood, a little bit of spice and some black pepper. And there's a little bit of that definitely across. It starts fruity with loads of orange, and then it definitely finishes. There's a rampant bitterness and assertiveness, but it makes you want to have another sip. It finishes clean, it finishes bright. It's delicious. This is definitely a very, very, very good example of the style. It's something we're very, very proud of, and we hope all of you at home have enjoyed it tonight. We also hope that you're keeping very safe and you're healthy, you're good, and when this is all over, we would love for you to come down to Bermondsey and enjoy some of our beer in the future. Have a fantastic evening.